Hey guys, so we're about to get started finally on the back onto the kitchen here, and it's about noon right now, so let's get started with this. Had a late breakfast, enjoying the day. There's a lot that's gonna change. One that I'm gonna change is the 90-degree corner here. I'm gonna put a rounded corner, but that's neither here nor there. I am gonna move this over, and the problem that I've been having is where the hardwood's going to terminate. I still have to make the piece of hardwood that goes there. That'll happen later today. That way this will be 100% done. I'm still not sure what I want to do because I don't want to have a little bit of tile when I get to doing the tile to be there. I don't want that, so I might just make a piece of hardwood once more and slap it in there, and then that'll be the beginning of the tile. It'll look weird, so that's why I've been kind of pausing on it. The other thing I can do is put a transition piece going all the way around, which is also what I'm thinking about. So you have hardwood, and then you have the transition piece, which will break up the what do you call it? The space between the cabinet, and that's what they're for. So going forward, today I have the electrical box installed for the switch. No lights will be installed today because I don't have enough time to do any of that stuff. And then I'm gonna put 2 outlets onto this stud here because I've already insulated here, and I don't really want to go that close to the stove because the stove does have outlets. So right there, probably right about here, so like that approximately. That's decent. This will have its own separate power supply, and then these will also have their own separate power supplies. And the sink's not going to be here when I finally finish off the cabinets, but I want to space them evenly between each other so they look good. So that could change because wherever the fridge sits is how it's going to dictate everything going across. So I step back here, the fridge is going here, then you have your work area, your prep area for the outlets, each having their own separate power supply. I might flip the 2 between so that you don't just plug 2 appliances in and then pop the breaker or something like that, because kitchen stuff takes up a lot more power than normal household appliances, obviously. So that is kind of like the idea coming forward. Anyways, let's get to it. We are about to get started, and you know what that means. Got to put on your PPE, whatever is pertinent to the job, tinted or non-tinted safety glasses, earplugs, respirator, and then away we go. I always recommend somebody who is about to do any of this kind of work to get a licensed, insured, experienced tradesman to accomplish your work professionally. Myself, I can't afford that, so I have to learn how to do it on a budget myself. So this video is for entertainment purposes only. So guys, you might be wondering what exactly I'm doing. I do have a plan, don't worry. I wanted to find out at what height exactly everything was going to look like when I got it done, if it was practical, because these cupboards are originally from, as you can tell if I step back, they're from ceilings that were 12 feet high, and they had a little space at the top. So I know I put the piece of rug going around, and it's a bit thicker than it needed to be. One, I wanted to put some molding there, make it look nice, because I'm going to tie in the crown molding coming here, then over here, and then it'll stop right there approximately, and then you have the other piece coming in and they'll mesh together. But that's later on, coping and whatnot. The other reason why you put the 1x1 at the top or something smaller, probably about a 1/2 inch, is so that when you open your doors, because ceilings aren't perfectly straight, I hate to say it, but your builder, not perfectly straight. So when you open up your doors, having that little spacer there, you don't actually graze the top of the ceiling. So I just doubled it up because I want a piece of trim there. And that's my methodology. This again is only temporary because I want to find out exactly where this is going to end up, and the fridge is what's going to dictate everything coming forward, even though I'm working in reverse. So great ways to do things. This is definitely not one of them, but we're playing around with the ideas. So what I've done is found the middle range, which is just 16 inches. And so that's the mark right there. And then that's where the studs start. So that's where the box will be. Now, I will have a piece of molding coming down. However, I don't think that's going to be that big of a deal. Well, this is more the what things look like kind of thing, the decorative aspect of it. I don't think putting this in the middle is going to be a big deal if I offset it a little bit because of the molding that's going to be bringing it down. Therefore, bringing the bringing the cabinet down, and therefore bringing the light switch up. It's going to only be about. So now that I got the molding installed, I really don't foresee it being an issue. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with the placement of the height, even though it is lower than like a standard switch. But again, this is a kitchen. Everything's not right, so I have to make it right. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Glad we agree. So I've started to wire the outlet. Obviously, make sure your power is turned off. And I will test the light. I can't obviously finish everything off that I want to do because I still need my under counter lighting, which will be this wire, and this wire will be the cabinet lighting, and then it'll all be controlled through my smart device. So to finish up the wiring for this vicinity right here, this one is going to be the main lights. This one is going to be, sorry, the garbage was moving for some reason. You never know what's in there. I'm still deciding which one's going to be which, but more than likely, this is going to be the cabinet lights, and this one will be the under counter lights. The cabinet lights themselves are going to be inside here, right at the top. Haven't decided if I want to do a bar light going across or if I want to do just a single pot light. It'll end up probably being a single pot light. And then the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm going to change my cabinets from the solid face. I'm going to actually install glass into them, and that'll be another video way down the road. I'm also thinking of mechanizing them a little bit to put a dead man switch, as in a momentary switch, so when you open the doors it'll turn on. So let's get to work. So until I actually hook up lights to this circuit will remain as is. Again, we have all the neutrals coming together, have some more neutrals, and these two will be at the back. Obviously with smart switches, you need a neutral, and I make sure all my grounds, I love putting grounds on, I don't know why. I even tape the ground sometimes if it's in like a situation like this. I'll tape the ground, not a big deal. So this is a hot wire, circuit's off, not a big deal, but I'll still keep it to the side because that's how I work. Sometimes I work with things being live, sometimes I don't. In this case, it's not live. So I'm gonna get another additional 2 more dimming switches of this sort. Have good luck with these. Some friends of mine have been using these switches as well. No issues. So we will go with the idea of keeping things simple, following the KISS principle. Keep it simple, sweetheart. Yeah, that's all I want to say on the matter. Next. So this is a bit of a joke for, well, anyways. I used a a drill bit, just so I knew it was straight across, measure on one side, measure on the other side, so 50 inches up approximately. Gives me a good basis to run my under counter lighting. And I drilled a 1/2 inch hole, so I have a 1/2 inch bit. So I've gone and taped this to the front of it. Just gonna pull it on through. Again, bit of a joke. First try. Oh yeah. Oh bloody hell. And then I'm going to tape the wire to this and pull it back through. One of the things I sometimes do when I'm taping wires to fishes is I cut off part of the wire, the sheathing, so it's not as thick running through it, and I'll just slowly ramp up. So I will tape to here, and then I'll tape over the edge that's here, and then tape over the edge. That way it doesn't get caught up, and therefore it'll just slide through. Now as far as the insulation in the wall goes, where I can't see anything for 4.5 inches, sorry, 14.5 inches, 16-inch centers, I have no idea how bad that insulation looks, but whatever. Because I pushed through with the bit, right? So I was going to chew it all up. And that's what it'll look like, nice and smooth and whatnot. And just remember which end you started with the tape. So when you get to the other side, you just pull it off, starting with this side, go all the way back. And there we go. I can pretty much just push this all the way through. And I'm out. So let's go check the other side. Keep this rolling so you know that I'm not faking it. And look, boom, sweet. That's what you want. So again, this is the stove side, so I don't need to worry about under counter lighting here. We have the oven that's above, microwave that's above, even though I don't really use the microwave all that much. It's just popcorn. And then we'll go through and then terminate somewhere about here. So that's one refurbished cabinet. I will be putting a hole here. I have yet to decide what the hole is going to be, how big it's going to be, and everything for the ventilation. And then I'm going to have a stack that goes right up, and I'm going to box it in so that we have maintained as much usable space for spices above the stove. Now on to the next one. Recap. I spent most of today trying to figure out where things are going to be going. Obviously this is not the original location, or it's not going to be its resting place, I should say. I do have to move this one over about 2 inches, so that'll put it to be about here. And I brought up the fridge cabinet, which is this giant, massive thing. And that's gonna fit, pull up the tape measure, to about here. I have plus the 1/2 inch for the drywall, which will be over here. And then you have the cabinet, which is right here. That's gonna go up there, that's 39.5. And that brings you with 28 inches approximately, right there. So therefore, this has got to go over those 2 inches to make up the 30 inches. And the fridge dictates what the rest of us do, or the rest of the cabinets do. Just like the stomach dictates what we do. Metaphorically or literally speaking. Anyways guys, I'm gonna finish cleaning up. Just spent the last hour packing up everything and putting it all in place where I can find it again. Catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.